in the rearview mirror and say, "Watch me go be terrific." And that was pretty good. But now I changed it to, "Girl, you're gonna go be terrific." And I just feel even more lit up. Sometimes I say, "Joan, what are you going to do?" And then I can answer that one. But when I say, "What am I going to do?" my habitual response to that question, since I was this big, is, "I don't know. I don't know." So if you ask yourself, if you say, "Wanda, what are you going to do?" to yourself, that's a different question than you're used to asking, and so you might have a different response. It freshens your mind up a little bit. The last step in what I call my process to recover from when you feel unworthy is called releasing. And I want to tell you a little story from the Buddhists about this. There were two Buddhist monks, one quite elderly, and one only within his first year of taking his vows. They were on a journey. They had been traveling across the countryside, and they were going back to their monastery. They happened in the woods upon a little stream. And there was a woman standing at the stream. She said, "Please, kind sirs, would you please help me get across the stream?" And the old monk, not the strong one, the weaker one with the weak back, he just crouched down. The woman climbed on his back, and he made his way across the stream. When they got to the other side, he set her down, and the two men went on their way. For a couple of hours, they didn't talk at all. The younger monk was stewing and fuming. He was so angry. The older monk finally realized something was going on, and he said, "My brother, you seem troubled. Is something bothering you?" And the young one said, "You took a vow. You took a vow to never, ever touch a woman, and look what you have done. You touched a woman." The old monk was surprised. "What woman?" He didn't even remember this. "What woman?" "Back at the stream. You put her on your back, and you carried her." The old monk said, "Oh, my brother, I set her down at the stream many miles ago and many hours back. It is you who have continued to carry her." You have to release. You have to let it go. So if you have an old conversation left over from childhood, if it's a nickname, if it's an insult, if it's something like that, you've got to let it go. So I say, recognize where you're at, reprogram yourself through affirmations, and then release it. Let it go. I managed to get through my life. I managed to graduate from college, managed to be a successful person, married, family, and all that. My husband and I owned a business. We fixed computers. And in 2008, the recession came to our business. And it hit us hard. We had mostly all business clients. And all of a sudden, our business clients couldn't pay us. Or people who had been our clients and writing us checks regularly for 11 years, suddenly checks were bouncing. We did not recover very quickly, and we started to go down financially. Guess what happened to me? All of my old ideas from childhood about being unworthy and not deserving. I didn't deserve this husband. I didn't deserve this home. I didn't deserve these children. I didn't deserve this success. I didn't deserve this money. Suddenly, I was back to being dog face in my mind. And all of a sudden, I started to say things like, "We're going to go bankrupt. We're going to lose our house." What kind of an affirmation is that? That was my affirmation. And so we tried to get a refinance on our loan, and we couldn't get it, and so we hired an attorney to renegotiate our loan. Imagine my surprise. when I came home to my house on May 2nd, 2013, and there was a sign on my front door that said this home was sold on the public trustee sale of Arapahoe County on May 1st. I had lived there for over 20 years. I wasn't expecting this. I think that was the fruit of all my thinking. I didn't deserve that house. When I thought I didn't deserve it, the universe took it away from me. My family and I moved to an apartment in Aurora, and I became very depressed. My husband was depressed. My children were depressed. We were struggling. We were still struggling even to make our bills. Our business hadn't recovered. And I recognized I'm going down the bad road here. I'm not going to pull myself out of this unless I pull myself out of this. No one is going to come to my rescue. No one. And I could stay in this for the rest of my life. And so, I don't know if you would do what I did, but I had a moment. And I said, I'm going to get all of the answers I need. I'm going to pull one tarot card. One, and that's going to be it. That's going to be my salvation. So I ran to my little deck, and I shuffled, and I pulled out one card. And that card was remaining centered. It said on that card, you can remain with suffering for many lifetimes. If you choose to get out, one moment is enough. In that moment, I chose to get out. And you know what? We didn't have any money at all. We were really, I couldn't even take you to Starbucks. That's how bad it was. But you know what? All I did was listen to YouTube videos and tapes, and I even made my own tapes of affirmations. I have plenty of money. I'm secure. I have abundance. Abundance is natural. Everything I need comes to me. And I didn't believe it at first. It was even painful for me some mornings to listen to that. It was awful. But I just wouldn't give up because I believe in the power of affirmations, and I believe that if you repeat them, it will make a shift. So I shifted, and I worked, and here's the thing, if anyone in the room, I don't know if you've ever suffered a financial disaster like that, you're embarrassed. You don't want to tell anybody. You just don't want to let anybody know what's going on. So you really isolate yourself, which that's a whole nother problem. But I decided I wanted to come back. And I began to listen to those tapes. And I began to affirm. And I began to turn things around. So that I decided I would start a business. Professional speaker, absolutely. Speech coach, absolutely. I decided I would help my husband look for work, and he found work. We started to get back on our feet. We've turned things around. Standing before you today is not a depressed lady with no future in front of her. Standing before you today is a woman who has overcome quite a speech impediment, who used to be large and has graduated to being very smart. Thank you very much.
So, Joan, thank you so much. I wanted to just let you know that Joan has a fan club, and we have a little notebook that will be passed around, or a clipboard that will be passed around that you can join. She also is going to stay for a little while if you have questions and you want to talk to her to get a little bit more insight and inspiration, which thank you so much for doing for us. She also brought with her a limited number of her books, and they're called Lift as You Climb. And she would be happy to autograph them for you. And also I want you to know that she would be donating the proceeds to Children's Diabetes Foundation to take from those books. I just want to I hope each of you have the list of our monthly meetings of where we will be for the year. We have some really great speakers, just like Joan kicking it off for us today, and really fun locations as well. So please bring your friends, bring your family, and join us for a great, successful year. So thank you. Thanks so much.